scared many people. I mean, that is their intention, is to put fear in people.
A landlord-tenant dispute is coming down to the wire. Could this end with a mass eviction? Tenants of a mobile home park in Akron are fighting back now against an out-of-state owner. Some residents are withholding rent payments, hoping the company will respond to their complaints.
But as the News 4 Investigates team discovered, tenants could be sent packing if the rent isn't paid. Luke Moretti has the story.
So the procedures are, and we talked about them at the first meeting too, for non-payment of rent.
Residents of this mobile home park in Akron say the writing is on the wall.
Just get out. It's all about the dollar.
Their rent control fight could leave some on shaky ground.
I live on a fixed income, and this is ridiculous.
This tenant versus landlord dispute is raising eyebrows at the local government level.
And it's high time that they step up to the plate and carry out their end of the bargain.
Many of the tenants, more than half, are withholding rent payments until their demands are met by the park's owner. The big issue, they say, large rent increases. Mary Beth Sheedy is president of the Akron Homeowners Association.
It's a huge deal, and basically what it comes down to is an economic eviction.
She says many of the residents are fighting back against the park's owner, SCI Akron MHP, a subsidiary of Florida-based Sunrise Capital Investors.
Their idea is to reach for the largest profit in the fastest capacity possible, and in order to do that, they lower their maintenance standards and how they take care of us.
Here at the Akron Mobile Home Park, like many across the country, residents own their trailers or manufactured homes, but rent the land. Some are disabled veterans. Others are elderly residents on fixed incomes and young families on some form of public assistance.
I am very confident that this battle can be won.
Coast Guard veteran John Norton recently attended a Tenants Association meeting to learn about the ongoing fight. He says any rent increase would have a detrimental effect.
That would mean you would have to go without something.
Yes, or even possibly have to sell my place, which just, leaves me with no place to go.
The rent strike is in its third month. For now, all of the money is placed in escrow.
In good faith, to show them that, listen, we're here, we want to pay you, but we want you to meet our demands first.
Erie County legislator Edward Rath got involved at the request of residents.
This is their home.
Rath says he had a phone conversation with the parent company's CEO, Kevin Bupp, about a year ago. He says Bupp gave verbal assurances that he'd be willing to work with tenants, but provided nothing in writing.
It's high time that Mr. Bupp and his team sit around the table and talk reasonably and act reasonably with the residents of the Akron Mobile Home Park.
In a follow-up letter, Rath ticked off a host of tenant complaints. Things like the lack of plowing in the winter, drainage issues, water bills that fluctuate, and rent checks not being cashed in a timely manner.
I'm really disappointed in Sunrise. They have a responsibility to these residents. They're not fulfilling it.
In response to questions emailed by News 4, a company spokesman says full-time staff have been hired to live on-site and address the needs of tenants, that the company hired a full-time maintenance person to live on-site, and that management is in the process of confirming exact water bill charges and will make adjustments if needed. This year, rents were raised by as much as 36%, and residents were warned that within 2 years, they will be paying about double what they did before the company bought the property.
I think it was excessive to raise the rents that much.
Bill Damon owns the Shamrock Mobile Home Park in Lackawanna. He's local, stays local, and can be found on site at the park when issues pop up.
Once you own the park, what people don't realize is it's not just collecting checks. There's work that has to be done. There's management. It's not just you sit here and take the money in and wait and figure out how you're going to spend it all, because that's not how it works.
Recently, attorneys for the park's owners sent the 61 tenants on rent strike a 30-day notice, informing them that they are delinquent. A company spokesman tells News 4, if they fail to pay rent, we will have no option other than to exercise the legal rights and remedies at our disposal, including but not limited to eviction.
It's terrible. It scared many people. I mean, that is their intention, is to put fear in people for their own profit.
Tenants are now exploring all options.
we just want our park back the way it was.
And that includes the possibility of buying the park themselves and running it the way they want.
Give us a price, we'll buy it back.
A resident-owned park is an option. It's been done here in Western New York. Now, a spokesman says the company is open to any market value offers for any of its properties. Now, on the issue of rent increases, the company claims they were necessary to provide basic services to residents and prepare for future improvements. Tenants say they're just looking for a fair and reasonable rent payment. We'll keep you posted. Luke Moretti, News 4.